Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the first week in March. We are almost a quarter of the way through 2024. Can you believe it? Wow. Before you know it, you're going to be taking out your Christmas decorations again. Okay, all right. I'm a little ahead of myself, but again, already almost a quarter of the way through the year. Well, if you're looking to move to Las Vegas, or if you've already lived here or are interested in a market update, then you found the right channel. My name is Mark Pepe, a Las Vegas real estate professional and a relocation specialist. I communicate with people daily who are interested or are in the process of moving to Las Vegas from all over the country and the world. If this is your first time to the channel, make sure you subscribe here below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the very first to learn about all that is happening here in and around Las Vegas. So much is evolving almost daily. If this is, what I really want to do here is get into some of the nuts and bolts of the market update here in March, but we are coming off of what many are calling the largest event in Las Vegas history, and that is Super Bowl 58 last month, which according to Las Vegas officials was a tremendous success with over $800 million generated in our local economy. There's also an estimated 450,000 visitors in town for the hundreds of events associated with the game. Now, the talk is, when will the big game return? Rumors have it, it won't be very long. Switching to some real estate news, I wanted to share briefly some information that I came across recently as it relates to the luxury market here in Las Vegas. Luxury new home sales have skyrocketed since 2020. There were 247 new homes or new luxury homes sold of $1 million or above in 2019, followed by 313 homes in 2020. That was followed by 432 in 2021, 544 in 2022, and 567 in 2023. In all, luxury sales are up 81% since 2020, when the surge started in that segment after the shutdown from the pandemic that caused people to really reevaluate their living experiences. These numbers do not include luxury homes built by their owners who purchase a lot and then hire a contractor. That development continues to be very strong in the affluent communities of McDonald Highlands and Ascaya in Henderson, and then you also have Southern Highlands and the Summit Club in Summerlin. Toll Brothers led the way in luxury production building in 2023 by selling 124 homes of $1 million or higher. Most of them were in Summerlin. They were followed by Lennar Homes with 107 and TriPoint Homes with 85. Can you guess who are buying a good portion of these homes? Well, if you said Californians, you are absolutely correct. They have made up approximately 1/3 of the new residents moving to Las Vegas for years now, with Los Angeles being the top California city where people are moving from. The value for what you can get here in Las Vegas is really tough to beat when compared to other large metro areas like LA. Then you add in the tax benefits, and it's pretty easy to see why Las Vegas is such a desirable place to relocate to. You know, with a lot of new luxury construction currently under development, it's going to be really interesting to see how the segment continues to evolve in 2024. So stay tuned, more to come. Well, let's jump into our March 2024 Las Vegas housing market update, along with the upcoming events happening around town during this busy month. If you have any questions, feel free to engage with me and ask questions or leave any comments here in the comments below. So, activity in February continues to remain really strong since the beginning of the year, as you will see in the number of new listings and contracts here in a second. We did, however, experience an uptick in interest rates, which has given some a little bit of a pause, which we saw that drop from October through January, and then in February, we saw rates bump up a bit, where we're currently at 6.625%, which is rate for a 30-year fixed conventional loan. Rumor has it the Fed will not be lowering rates in the month of March as originally expected. While inflation has started to ease, the group has signaled it wants to see more positive data before pulling the trigger. So we'll continue to keep a close eye on what they do in the coming months, because we know what they do has an effect eventually, a trickle-down effect on mortgage rates. So let's jump into the latest Las Vegas market statistics. We'll start with new listings, which saw a nice, like I mentioned, nice bump up. In January, we had 2,126 new listings. In February, we went up to 2,533. That's a 19% increase month over month. That's a good sign that sellers are not feeling as locked into the current mortgage rate as they once were. This is obviously good news for buyers who've had trouble finding that perfect home. Now, inventory, this is for single family homes. In January was 3,889. In February is 3,858, which is a 0.01% decrease, which pretty much just call it flat. You would think that inventory would go up further with a strong month of new listings. However, the housing inventory is a snapshot at the end of the month. This snapshot factors new listings, new contracts, canceled escrows, listings put on hold, and expired listings. So when you add up all that up, the inventory isn't as high as you would expect after another solid month of new listings. Now, of the 3,858 homes, 2,716 are under 700,000, 532 are 700,000 to 1 million, and then 610 are over 1 million. And again, just to keep this into context, 3,800 homes, give or take. A normal market has 9,000. So we're less than half of what a normal market would be when it comes to inventory. Next is months supply, which refers to the number of months it would take for the current inventory of homes in the market to sell given the current sales pace. As a reminder, 4 to 5 months of supply would be considered average. A lower number means that buyers are dominating the market with relatively fewer sellers. A higher number means that there are more sellers than buyers. January, we had 2 months worth of supply. In February, we had 1.8, so going down, which is the 10% decrease. This figure means we continue to be in a seller's market with low inventory and stronger buyer demand. Next stat is the new contracts or homes that went into escrow, otherwise known as pending listings or pending listing. In January, we had 2,590. In February, we had an increase to 2,719, which is a 5% increase. This uptick in new pending listings we experienced in January continued into February and probably won't stop in March, with the spring season right around the corner. This speaks to the increased inactivity we have been experiencing in the first 2 months of the new year. Next is average days in the market. In January, we were at 27 days. February, we fell down to 23 days. As expected, with the holidays now a couple months behind us, along with the increase in activity typically will result in lower days on the market, which has been the case. This number should remain pretty low throughout the spring. Our next statistic is sales price to list ratio. In January, we're at 99%. In February, we bumped up just slightly to 99.3%, which means sellers were slightly less flexible than they were in January. If activity continues to increase as expected, this number will continue to rise. Next is homes sold. In January, we were at 1,292 homes sold. In February, we went up to 1,896. That's a 32% increase. A larger increase in the number of homes sold is usually typical of a month or two after the new year as activity ramps up like we have seen this year. Remember, these are resales or new construction homes listed on the MLS. All other new construction homes, which typically makes up 1/3 of all home sales every month, are not included in these figures. So these numbers don't really paint a completely accurate picture of the total number of homes sold, but it's good to see that number continuing to rise. The median sales price for single family home in January was $445,000. You ready for what happened in February? Went up to $460,000. That's a 3.4% increase, which is one of the largest month-over-month increases we have experienced in over a year. I've also seen base prices on new construction homes increase right around $11,000 to $12,000 in the last 45 days as well. From a year-over-year perspective, home prices are up nearly 8.2% from February of 2023. Low inventory and stronger demand are going to keep prices elevated. This trend is not forecasted to change anytime in the near future. As I've said a number of times, should interest rates drop this year as forecasted, home prices are going to rise even further. More activity will result in more competition for buyers, with multiple offers leading to higher price points. Now that's great news for you potential sellers, not so much for our buyers. If you're looking to buy soon, I highly recommend you do not procrastinate. It's going to be interesting to see how the market evolves into spring, which is normally a very busy time of year for the Las Vegas real estate market. Well, let's switch gears now and highlight a few, or I should say, a lot of events happening here in the month of March in Las Vegas. March is always a busy month, highlighted, of course, by March Madness and all the college basketball postseason tournaments hosted here in Las Vegas. More on that here in a minute. Let's start with a few local events first. The first one is First Friday in downtown Las Vegas, which is actually happening on Second Friday this month on March the 8th from 5 to 11 p.m. It was postponed last Friday due to those high winds that we all experienced. This event celebrates our local culture and creativity in all its forms. So make sure you come hungry as well. There are also 3 different farmers markets happening one is happening every Saturday at downtown Summerlin. Then there is every Monday at the Dollar Loan Center in Henderson, and every Thursday at the District at Green Valley Ranch, which is also in Henderson as well. Then we have the Las Vegas Night Market, where a number of local companies showcasing their handcrafted items is happening on March the 15th at Tivoli Village in Summerlin. Then there is Tacos and Tamales Festival. Oh my goodness, what a great combination. This festival is taking place March 23rd and 24th at Desert Breeze Park. The Animaniacs are in concert on March 16th at the Centennial Hills Park in the Northwest. This concert is free, so you're going to want to make sure you bring your whole family. Next is Fremont Street is celebrating their St. Patrick's Day over the whole weekend of March the 15th through the 17th with free concerts of over 19 bands. There are a number of concerts and comedies shows that are happening around town this month, as they do every month. The following is just a snapshot of who is performing. Over at the Dolby Live Theater at Park MGM, 311 Day 2024 is performing on March 9th and 10th. Over at T-Mobile Arena, Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday 2 World Tour on March 8th. Then you have Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band on March 22nd. Over at MGM Grand, you have the Love Hard Tour with Keisha Cole, Trey Songz, Jaheim, and K. Michelle happening on March the 29th. Over at the Michelob Ultra Arena at Mandalay Bay, Journey's Freedom Tour is taking place on March the 16th. Over at the Brooklyn Bowl at the Link, Ashley McBride, The Devil I Know Tour on March the 16th. And Busta Rhymes' Blockbuster Tour of 2024 is happening on March the 19th. Over at Planet Hollywood, the Back Theater, Miranda Lambert's Velvet Rodeo residency continues with multiple dates in March. Then over at the Mirage, you got 2 comedians taking place. You got Jim Jeffries, March 8th, and Jimmy Carr's Terrible Funny Tour happening on March the 16th. Over at Allegiant Stadium, you have Twice, the 5th World Tour happening on March the 16th. And then at the Venetian, you've got Foreigner, which is performing a number of dates in March. You've got Chicago, the legendary band, of course, performing on March the 6th, the 8th, and the 9th. And then you have Kylie Minogue continues her residency on March 8th and 9th and March 15th and 16th. Over at the Pearl Concert Theater at the Palms, you've got Dancing with the Stars Tour March the 22nd and the Isley Brothers performing on March the 23rd. Over at the Encore Theater, you've got the New Edition residency, kicks off with multiple dates in March. And then over at the Virgin Hotel, you got Bret Michael, Party Gras birthday concert on March the 16th. You got the Wu-Tang Clan residency beginning in March with several dates over at the Virgin Hotel as well. Then over at the Smith Center, which I mentioned before, is a really unique venue for concerts and performing arts located in downtown Las Vegas, has Frankie Moreno, which is happening here tonight on March the 6th. You got the Tierney Sutton Band for all you jazz fans happening on March the 9th. Then you got Serpentine Fire, a tribute band for Earth, Wind, and Fire happening on March 12th. You got Laura Benatti happening on performing on March the 14th and 15th. You got the Las Vegas Philharmonic, which presents Prohibition, happening March the 16th. You got the Irish Tenors, their 25th anniversary tour happening March 25th. Then you got Michael Grimm happening, which is a night of Southern rock and roll happening March the 27th. Over at the Resorts World Theater, Carrie Underwood's residency continues with multiple dates in March. And then over at South Point, you've got Neil Diamond's Legacy concert happening March the 8th through the 10th. And lastly, you've got the Righteous Brothers happening on March the 12th through the 14th. Again, this is over at South Point, which is South Las Vegas, right on the Strip as well, though. Next, there are a number of college and professional sports happening this month, which highlighted, of course, as I mentioned earlier, by March Madness. The West Coast Conference men's basketball tournament is happening at the Orleans Arena March the 7th through the 12th. Then you have the Pac-12 men's basketball tournament happening at T-Mobile Arena March the 13th through the 16th. The Mountain West's men's and women's basketball tournaments at the Thomas & Mack Center on March 10th through the 13th for the women and March 13th through the 16th for the men. Then you have the Western Athletic Conference, otherwise known as the WAC. Men's tournament is happening at the Orleans as well on March 13th through the 16th. And lastly, the Big West men's tournament is at the Dollar Loan Center in Henderson on March the 13th through the 16th. Now, the actual NCAA men's tournament starts on March 21st with regionals all over the country. Las Vegas is always a top destination for tournament watch parties and betting options at many of the resorts on and off the Las Vegas Strip. In fact, the NCAA tournament is the number 2 betting event throughout the entire year outside of the Super Bowl. So it's bound to be a very busy time here at the end of March here in Las Vegas with NCAA basketball fans. You also have other sports include the NBA G League, Ignite basketball team, the Vegas Thrill volleyball team, which is Las Vegas's newest professional sports team, and the Henderson Silver Knights hockey team all play at the Dollar Loan Center with multiple games in March. So you'll want to check out their individual websites for exact game dates and game times. The Las Vegas Desert Dogs, our professional lacrosse team, plays at Michelob Ultra Arena at Mandalay Bay on March 30th versus the Vancouver Warriors. And of course, you've got our defending Stanley Cup champions, Vegas Golden Knights, also play a number of games at T-Mobile Arena in March. You'll definitely want to check out their schedule on their website as well. And their season is coming to an end here in the next couple months before the playoffs start again. And we try to defend our Stanley Cup crown. Next is Big League Weekend, which is Major League Baseball's spring training games. Returns March 8th and 9th at the Las Vegas Ballpark out in Summerlin with the Las Vegas A's, which are soon to be I mentioned the Oakland A's, soon to be the Las Vegas A's, against the Milwaukee Brewers. And speaking of baseball, the Las Vegas Aviators, which are the AAA minor league baseball team, affiliate to the Oakland A's, kicks off their season March 29th through the 31st against the Reno Aces at the Las Vegas Ballpark as well, which is just a great venue to bring the whole family for a baseball game. You know, there are even more events happening all across this incredible town. What I just mentioned is a fraction of them. Every venue and resort has a complete list of all their events on their website that you can check out. And as you can tell, there is never a shortage of events, concerts, shows, sporting events, or comedies for you to see should you decide to call Las Vegas home. Well, I hope you found this March 2024 market update and upcoming event schedule valuable. So make sure you subscribe below and comment if you have any questions or found this video helpful. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to check out our other videos on Las Vegas and the surrounding areas so you can continue to get a realistic sense of what it would feel like to live here in the Las Vegas Valley. If you're planning on moving anytime within the next month or even the next year, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or even book a Zoom appointment here in the description below. Having relocated myself to the Las Vegas Valley now over 15 years ago, I can't believe it's been that long. I know firsthand of all the moving parts and nuances with picking up and starting over in a new city. That's why we are so passionate about helping people just like you make a smooth and a stress-free move to Las Vegas. So, until next time, we hope to show you around town very, very soon.